Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Glenwood Football, our Gator Review with Coach Ryan Nelson. I'm Dusty Perdue, your host. It's our second week coming to you live from Mike and Ed's Barbecue on 13th Street. Again, we want to thank Chase and Abby Cook for letting us have our show here. We appreciate them allowing us to be a part of this and having our show here. And I'm with Coach Ryan Nelson. What's up, Coach?
Hey, how you doing, Dustin?
I'm doing fine. Second one.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about some things we don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
But we're only going to get better as we go.
That's right.
Played this past Friday night against Pacelli over in Columbus.
That's right.
And played really, really well. And, you know, sometimes other teams better. And just give me a review of what you thought from the Pacelli game. Let's just talk about the first half and we'll go from there.
Right. First, Dusty, I want to thank Chase and Abby again, like you did, for having us and having our coaching staff out here and our players. What another great Monday night for us at Glenwood. But getting back to the game, talking about the first half, you know, we came out and we played very well, you know, at times. And at times we didn't play very well. But, you know, before the game started, I told the coaches and the team, we tried to just cut into a 24-minute battle. And that's what we did. We went out in the first half and we laid it on the line. And, you know, we got in there at halftime in a 14-13 game. We have a botched extra point to go in there at 14-14, and we felt good about ourselves going. We had some momentum going in at halftime, and we just had a very bad third quarter at the end of the day. So I was very proud of the kids, though, the way we competed in the first half and the effort. And I saw a lot about some guys I didn't know about going in because I had no idea about anything going in, and everything was new to everybody, from, you know, our routine on Friday morning to jumping on the buses to pregame to the coin toss. Everything was new. So, but it was just to talk about the first half. You know, we come out and get the ball first, and you know, we go 3 and out, and then they score, and then we come back and we have a great drive to get right back in the game. So that was encouraging. We had some kids do some really good things the other night on both sides of the ball. I was just really proud of our defense in the end of the fourth quarter, of really stoning them and stepping up and keeping us in the game. And, you know, Dusty, you was at the game. We're a play here, a play there, and you know, we're there.
That's right.
So we just really going back to work this week, and you know, the players are there. We just got to execute. We got to make plays.
And I mean, you may not know the total number, but give me a roundabout. How many kids you think you played Friday night?
Oh wow, I couldn't tell you that. Probably
dressed 60.
Yeah, we
somewhere
dressed 60.
There.
I would say at least 40, over 40 players touched the field,
awesome.
Whether it be special teams or offensive defense, for sure.
Right. All right. Talk a little bit about our touchdowns. I know they came down and scored right off the bat.
Yep.
They got like 4 first downs right off the bat. We went 3 and out.
We did.
They go down. They score methodically. They run it down there.
Yep.
And, you know, we're down 7-0.
Yep.
Then we responded coming back, and here we come back down the field, and I thought was a great drive down to tie the score up. Give us a little bit about what you thought about that first drive scoring.
Yeah.
Some of the plays that happened in that.
You know, Aaron made a few big plays. I think JT had a few big runs. I know Thet Morris had a huge catch on our sideline on, I think, like 3rd and 12.
Jump ball.
Yeah, jump ball. But, I mean, Dusty, at the end of the day, you know, we made too many mistakes on both sides of the ball. I mean, we're sitting there on that drive, it's 3rd and 1, and we jump off sides twice on offense.
Right.
To get us in 3rd and 11.
Right.
So, I mean, that was one of the things. We were able to overcome some of the mistakes, you know, throughout the game, but some we wasn't. So, it was the first ball game. But that's what we really went back today. And, you know, we had our normal practice. But toward the end of practice today, about the last 30 minutes, we just kind of slowed everything down today. We want to go back and really teach today and really slow things down and make sure the kids understand what we're really coaching and teaching. And so it's good, you know. Everybody always says you make your most improvements from game 1 and 2. Well, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to go out this week and really improve on things we got to get better at. And it was the first time we did it, like I said. good. But talking about that drive, don't mean to change the subject.
That's all right.
It was a great drive. I think when Thet makes that play, I think JT ended up punching it in for us right there. I think it ended up being like a 12, 13 play drive, and we had a lot of kids make some plays. I remember Griff Garter had a few catches on the drive. So all in all, a great drive right there, and to get us back in the ball game.
Talk a little bit about your quarterback play. I thought he shows a lot of guts.
Yes, he did.
You know, he may not be the biggest thing on the field. He's a quick joker. He knows how to hit the holes. But talk about Dallas's play, especially in the first half.
Right. You know, he played extremely well, and he'll be the first to tell you he's got a lot to clean up. It's one thing when we got back in the building on Sunday, we went in there and we watched the film together. And you know, there's a lot of stuff that he's got to get cleaned up and get his eyes in the right place and things like that. But the guts and effort from that kid, you know, is unmatchable. I mean, he really lays on the line for us. He's really got to learn how to protect his body out there, not take so many hits and get out of bounds. But, you know, for all the stuff in my eyes that, you know, he may not have did perfect on his reads and his feet work and stuff like that. On the flip side of that, he was really, really successful in how hard he played and the things he was able to do with the ball in his hand. So he'll be better. I told somebody, you know, the other day, you know, judge him in about 4 or 5 weeks because everything's new to him too. It's the first time he's done it, first time he's been in this system, and you know, sometimes as a player you kind of want to, you know, make things happen when you don't have to and just let it come to you. So he'll grow and get better. That's part of maturing.
And he's a gamer.
He is a gamer. He's still in the first game of his junior year, so I look at where he's going to be at in 4 or 5 weeks if he just keeps getting better and keeps being coachable and things like that. But I can't fault the guts and the effort that the kid gave us, and you know, he gave us a chance to win at the end.
They take the lead 14-7. Then we come back. We go down and score with about 30 seconds left before the half. We have a little bobble with the snap on the extra point, so we're down 14-13. Okay. Take us inside the locker room at halftime. What you had to say?
Everything was positive. I mean, you know, that's the only thing we talked about when I left the kids to go on the field. Let's get back to halftime in the ball game, and we did exactly what we wanted to do. It's a 14-13 ball game, and we go in at halftime, and you know, the main thing we're talking about, we got to get a 3 and out, get a stop, and get the offense back on the field and go take the lead. Unfortunately, it didn't happen like that. But, you know, the morale was good. Everybody was upbeat. Like I told you, I cannot complain about the character and the effort that these kids played with Friday night. They went to something it was very new to them. It was an environment they've never been in. It was a team we've never played. And, you know, it was a really good football team we played. And, you know, our guys competed and played really well for the first time us doing it together.
Right.
But, you know, we come out in the third quarter and, you know, again, that's one thing we talked about on Sunday as a staff is, you know, we've got to find ways to score, you know, start the game, and we got to find ways to get stops coming down on the first drive, you know, in the third quarter. And, you know, both times they touched the ball to start the game and the third quarter, they scored touchdowns, whereas both times we touched the ball in the first quarter and third quarter, we go 3 and out and we throw interceptions.
Right.
So big changes in momentum in the game right there. But that's what kind of happened in the third quarter. They score, we throw an interception on first down on the fourth throw, then they score again, and then they go up by 2 scores, and we're trying to play catch up now. So, but again, you know, in my eyes, we just played a bad third quarter. In the fourth quarter, you know, I thought we played really well. I mean, you know, we have a guy. You know, with the ball, it's just a tough play on the ball. It's kind of underthrown ball a little bit. A catch that, you know, I think he makes 10 out of 10 times. He just didn't make it. And I think if he makes that catch, it's a different ball game. And then 2 plays later, we come back and we fumble a mesh on the inside zone where, you know, if we just kind of just give it, JT probably walks in the end zone. But that's football, and it's going to happen. And at the end of the day, that's on us as coaches to get it corrected, to go out there and just get reps and keep on pushing. And but, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, I can't say it enough about the effort of the kids.
Well, the show also, you're there in the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game. You're pushing it down there, fixing to almost score again.
Same thing, and that's what, you know, one thing about us, we're not going to quit. We're never going to quit. I haven't seen too many games in my life to go, you know, the different way, and, you know, that's what I told the kids. We get the ball back right there with 3 minutes. We find a way to score. I think I called a timeout with 5 minutes to go in the game because we still had a chance. And if we push that ball in, I mean, who knows? We banged the extra point through. It's an 8-point game. I mean, onside kick in high school football, I've seen it happen too much. You know, people start going crazy when they line up for onside kicks in high school football. So, and I feel like we got the kicker to go get one anytime we need it, and he does a really good job with that. So, but we was just really trying to push it in right there, get it to a 1-score game, and you know, put it on our onside kick team and see if we get the ball back and put some pressure on them.
Before we bring some players in and talk to them to just rehash this, Let's go back to Friday, the start of your day. Let's go through the day with Ryan Nelson, his first game being the head coach. They'll start it from the beginning to the end, because I know people talk about how much time coaches spend, and I know how much time I spent with my dad in front of the film and all that. Talk about Ryan Nelson's day on Friday. What time did it start?
Well, you know, every Friday we have what we call our prayer breakfast at school, which starts at 7 o'clock. So, you know, on Friday I woke up probably around 6:10, got to school about 6:45, went through prayer breakfast, had a great prayer breakfast, great speakers, kids got to eat, you know, all the cheerleaders and football team come together. Then after that, it's kind of the kids go to class. We just kind of go back, and you have to just do all the little stuff to get ready.
That's right.
Get the buses, get the equipment ready, get the buses ready, and you know, special thanks to Chris Blackshear for helping us out, our director of football operations.
Oh, it's a big deal.
He does a wonderful job, and people don't know on Fridays he's very intense. So every little thing's got to be perfect.
There's words for that. We won't use.
And I finally told him about 10 o'clock. I said, Chris, you got to get out of here. I got to get ready. I got to calm down. I got to relax for a second. So, but no, just all that kind of stuff, and then, you know, preparing all that kind of stuff, and then mentally in your mind is trying to go through every situation you possibly can go through so you're prepared. Because, you know, in the game of football, you know, we all have been coaches and we got experience, and you've been through a lot of games, but you just don't never know when that situation is going to happen in a ball game. So you want to prepare yourself, and then about that time is, you know, it's time for the kids to come in 7th period, and we go through our routine. We have meetings and walkthroughs. After we go to that, we go to pregame meal, come back, dress and tape, go back to walkthroughs and meetings, and you know, have our kick check, and then, you know, about that time we have another walkthrough, and it's time to get on the bus and go get ready to play. Right. So it's a lot of stuff that goes into a Friday.
Friday night, game gets over. Because I know I've been in games where I've sat in my office and won, sat in games where I lost. What time did you leave your office Friday night?
I think it wasn't just me. It was about every coach on the staff. I think we left about 1:30. So we stayed up.
And the game was over at about 10.
Yeah, and we just really, and that's one thing I love about our coaching staff is we're going to try to figure it out. We're going to do everything we can, and that's what we stayed up there for, and just talking about situations and players and how we can get better, what we got to do, and washing clothes, and, you know, all the extra stuff that you got to do. So. But, you know, Dusty, at the end of the day, I told you this last week, I don't want to go play in a game where we have a chance to beat somebody 40-0 game one. I want to go play in a state championship semifinal type game, game one.
Well, it was a playoff atmosphere, no doubt.
I mean, it was a.
I don't know. I know you're very focused, and I'll take this from you a little bit. I don't know. You're very focused on Friday night. I don't know if you got to turn around and look around the stadium.
Yeah.
A lot more orange than there was red. It was 3-1.
It was.
And I just want you to know that people were there to see your product and to see your team out on the field, to see their kids.
Right.
But I thought you did a great job. I thought we came out and supported each other really, really well, which I'm hoping carries over for this week.
Ain't no doubt.
And I'm just telling you, it was amazing to see people standing around the stadium to watch football.
Right, ain't no doubt, Dusty. And first, I want to say thank you so much to our band. They did a phenomenal job. Our cheerleaders, and most especially our fans. Thank y'all so much for the support. We got to have it again this week. But that's one thing that I've always, you know, heard about Glenwood is, you know, people are going to show up and support us.
Oh, it's family.
Yep,
and you're figuring that out.
It is, and that's one thing I love about this place. And you know, the support's there, and we just got to figure out how to win.
I got you.
That's the main thing.
Well, we're going to come back with two of your guys right after this and talk to them a little bit, and you can put them on the hot seat a little bit, and I will too. You're watching the Glenwood Football Review. I'm here with Ryan Nelson coming to you from Mike and Ed's Barbecue. We'll be right back right after this.
Beam is delivering gig speed internet to 100% of our network. But should you get a gig? Well, if you want to download an album in a blink, video conference in 4K, make virtual reality more real, power all of your home smart devices at the same time, and still have bandwidth to stream everything without buffering, then yeah, you gotta get a gig. So call, click, or visit and get it. Because when you gotta get a gig, you gotta go with Beam. Bringing East Alabama more.
Mike and Ed's Barbecue. It's the place where you can come in and pig out with us on the best barbecue in the South. We've been serving the most delicious barbecue and home cooking favorites in the Southeast since 1985. We're open 6 days a week for carry-out, online orders, or just dine-in. Call us for catering. We love to serve at gatherings and parties. So come on in and enjoy some good Southern hospitality and the best barbecue around. Mike and Ed's Barbecue, Phoenix City. Locally owned and operated since 1985.
Welcome back to the Glenwood Gator Review. As you can see, we've added two more to our table here. Pierce Edwards and Aaron Burton, two of our football players that had a really good game Friday night. But we're going to talk to them first a little bit about the summer leading up to the football game. And we'll start with Aaron. Aaron, your second year at Glenwood. Talk to us about the summer, all the hard work y'all put in to get to last Friday night.
The summertime was good. We worked out really hard in the weight room and on the field, and we just bonded together, got really close to each other, through all the hard times and stuff in the weight room and on the field, just putting all the extra work in and stuff like that to lead up to the season. It was good.
So I should have told them this because we're going to be coming live Friday night against Brookstone. What number is Aaron Burton?
Number 3, I'm number 3.
Plays in the slot, is that right? Wide receiver. Had a great game Friday night. We'll come back to that. Pass that microphone on over there to the defensive guy. What number are we, Mr. Pierce Edwards?
Number 33.
Playing what position? Talk to us about your summer. I know because you had a full summer.
I had a great summer. I love being Coach Jason. He makes it a lot more fun. It's my second year playing football, so I'm a little behind on some things, but it's just really fun. We worked really hard this summer. I learned a lot more. My position coach, Coach King, taught me a lot more than I knew from last year, and I'm just catching on and having a great time.
That'll get you a lot more playing time throwing Coach King in there.
You go.
Burton didn't throw his position coach in there at all. Coach Nelson, before we talk about Friday night with these two guys, talk about the guy to your right here real fast, Aaron, what he's meant to your offense and what he can do for you.
Right, and Aaron's so versatile. I mean, he's kind of the definition of an athlete. He plays center field for our baseball team also, and just from an offense standpoint, he plays receiver, plays in the backfield, plays the one back, plays the running back, and I look at guys like Aaron. I've had these guys in the past on some of my teams. He's a guy that's got to have the ball in his hands. So, you try to scheme stuff up. You got to get him the ball. And, last week, it got to the point where, he was the guy that had to go make the plays. And we had to try to feed him the ball. I think he ended with like 9 catches for over 100 yards and had a rushing touchdown. So, had an outstanding game. He made 2 catches. I was just wow on the sideline. And he had some great catches in traffic. But not only that, he had some great runs. And he blocked really well on the perimeter when he played without the ball and things like that. But, Aaron's just a true competitor. He is. And, that's one thing when I first got here. Him and his Lamont was kind of the first two people I met, and their smile every day, it just brightens the room up. And he's just a great kid, and he's an honor to coach. He really is.
I'm gonna tell you this: you caught some passes this past. I was sitting with my wife, and you hear about alligator arms all the time when people go up for passes. There's a lot of those when you caught in traffic where my arms wouldn't have been out there. I mean, tell me a little bit about what you're thinking about when you know what the pass route's going to be. You know there's going to be traffic in there, and you made some. He's not giving you enough due justice. You caught some really sweet passes the other night. Tell me what's going through your mind trying to catch those balls.
Well, what was going through my mind the whole time was just, I know I'm going to get hit after I catch the ball, so like, just catch it anyway. So, you had to keep moving the ball downfield. So I was like, I knew I had to catch the ball and make a big play, get our crowd into it, get our team into it, and I had to keep momentum in the game going into halftime and scoring that last touchdown. So, I had to make those catches, but I knew we just had to make them.
I know at least 2 or 3 of those were third down, long yardage that you needed to catch for us. The ball could have came loose real easy, but I was very impressed. I always have been impressed with the way you play. You play very hard. Talk a little bit about Pierce, Coach. What he does for us on the defensive side.
And Pierce is, it starts at corner for us, and Pierce has also been just a great kid. He's also a baseball player, a great kid to coach. Great personality again, great smile. But like Pierce said, he's his second year ever playing football. He came on last year. And, that when I first met Pierce, I sat Pierce down, we kind of talked one-on-one. He's like, Coach, I'm a football player. I love football. It's my first year playing, but this is something I love to do. And so he's just really getting into his own right now. I know he was able to get on the field and play a lot last year toward the end of the year and get his feet wet, but he's done an outstanding job. I mean, he does. And, him and our ex-receiver battle over there every single day at practice, and they get each other better. But he's another kid that I'm expecting, great things. Last week, you really didn't get to see a whole lot.
Right.
I think they only threw the ball about 4 times.
Correct.
Against us, but you'll get to see him kind of on display this week because the team we're playing is going to throw the ball a lot more. So again, just another kid that we're expecting big things out of, and know another team leader for us.
I caught you. I watched you a couple of times last week. You and number 12 are going at it pretty good over there. The meanness of Pierce Edwards comes out every now and then. A little jerking of the jersey, and a little bit of this and that. But you're not the biggest guy, okay? You're not the biggest guy. But I will tell you this, and they had some big running backs. The quarterback was a big guy. You're not afraid to stick your nose in there. That's what I'm impressed with. Tell me what you're thinking when you see that big bulldozer coming at you and you got to make a tackle.
I'm seeing that big quarterback, big running back. I'm just thinking, go for his ankles. A little speed bump. Put the other boys out behind me. Slow them down. Try to not let them get any more yards.
All right, we got to let's change gears. First home game coming up this Friday night against a team across the river off of Bradley Park Drive. And talk to me what you're thinking about this Friday night being first home game, and having played them a long time, and knowing that I know you got to look out for number 2. We don't call no names, but tell me a little bit about what you see from them and what you got to expect this week.
I'm just excited for a home game because I'm missing it from last year. The home games are just a different atmosphere at Glenwood. It's so much fun. I'm ready to see what it's like with a new coach. And I'm ready to be able to play a little bit more to more of a pass team. I might throw the ball up and get a little pick on it. But I'm just ready to have a really fun night. Have a great crowd there, hopefully. If I will be.
Right.
I'm just ready to have a great time.
Pass the microphone. Tell us what you're thinking about this Friday night. I mean, senior year, first home game, playing against some guys that you know, you've grown up in Columbus with and all that. So tell me what you're thinking about this Friday.
I'm thinking it's going to be a great game Friday. Can't wait to go back and play at home in front of our crowd. So it's really going to be really exciting. Our last home game was our seniors' first home game.
There you go.
It's going to be really good. I'm really excited about it. So.
Well, guys, thank y'all for coming tonight. I know you got a free meal out of this, but we appreciate y'all being here. Hey, let's play like we played last Friday, y'all too, and just pick everybody else up. We'll come home with a W. Thank y'all for being here tonight. There you got Aaron, you got Pierce. We're glad to have them tonight. Coach, we'll come back right after this for part 3 and go over Brookstone a little bit. You're watching the Glenwood Football Review on Beam TV. We're live from Mike and Ed's Barbecue. We'll be back right after this.
Mike and Ed's Barbecue. It's the place where you can come in and pig out with us on the best barbecue in the South. We've been serving the most delicious barbecue and home cooking favorites in the Southeast since 1985. We're open 6 days a week for carry-out, online orders, or just dine-in. Call us for catering. We love to serve at gatherings and parties. So come on in and enjoy some good Southern hospitality and the best barbecue around. Mike and Ed's Barbecue, Phoenix City. Locally owned and operated since 1985.
Some things are too good to be true. Just ask anyone who got the other guy's fast internet and ended up with speeds that don't deliver. The truth is, beaming is believing when it comes to all things internet. We're constantly increasing speeds that really live up to our promise, magnifying Wi-Fi connections and making our network even more reliable. Ask thousands of your happy neighbors and you just might become a Beam leaver too. Switch today. You'll be amazed with local service you can believe in from Beam.
Welcome back, everybody. Dusty Perdue here with Coach Ryan Nelson. All right, here we go. Coming home this Friday night, playing the Cougars of Brookstone. New coach, Rance Gillespie. It's funny that y'all didn't cross paths when you were in Valdosta. You were at Lowndes, and he was at Valdosta at one time, but I think he had moved to North Georgia while you were down there. But he's a college coach, been in college before at Georgia Southern, and he's doing a lot of high school. And I know you only have probably, a quarter and a half of them that you've seen. But talk a little bit about Brookstone, what you're expecting.
They're expecting that, first off, a very well-coached football team.
Right.
Got a lot of respect for Coach Gillespie. Know where he's been, know what he's done, and I know he's going to put a good product on the field. And what we've seen, they've got good players. I mean, there's no doubt. It all starts for them with, like you said, number 2, a dynamic player. Number 5, the running back's a dynamic player. They got some good guys up front, 7 on the defensive line. line, 73 to left tackle, and a guy that plays D-line for him. So that again, I mean, we talked about this last week, Dusty, is I wanted to play both of these teams in both of these games for a reason.
Right.
It's not going to do anything but get us better and get us prepared for week 3, and that's what we want to do. Last week, like I said, we was in a grudge match for 4 quarters. I'm expecting the same type ball game this week. It's going to be a 4-quarter game, and we're going to have to come out and play at a high level if we want to be successful. And that's what I want to do. I want to be in ball games like this. I don't want to be in ball games where we sitting there at halftime and we only play like 2 quarters or 3 quarters. That ain't what I want right now. I want to go out and be in condition, have to get in shape, and have to play 4 quarters to prepare us for October and November when it gets real football.
Right. Well, what do you? I know you don't know because they were thinking the same thing about Ryan Nelson last week over at Pacelli. What is he going to do offensively?
He's a spread guy. He's a one-back guy. A lot more, I guess, I consider pro style where he'll get up under center. But again, I mean, he gets the balls to his playmakers. I mean, that's one thing I know about him. He's a very good offensive mind. He always has been, and he's going to figure out ways to get the ball in his best players' hands, and he does a good job at that.
Talk about what you saw on film or what you know about what they're going to do defensively.
Defensively, again, they run to the ball very well. They got some big old dudes in the trenches in there. Again, 73, 72. Seven's a really, really good football player. I think he's a 3-year starter for him. And I'm sorry, I don't know names, but I just see numbers.
Right, I understand.
And then they got some other guys. Like I said, 2, 23, 4, 5. I mean, they're good football players. So we're going to have our hands full again. And, we just got to go out and correct our mistakes from last week and play at a high level, play a good game, and make some plays.
It's pretty cool that you're opening against them when them and Pacelli are in the same region now, even in GIA that they're going to.
Very unique.
Yeah. All right. Our JV's still 2 weeks away.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about them. What's been going on with them? Because I know you had the freshmen with you.
Yep. So still with them, and my dad, his staff, they got them going. They've been practicing hard and tough and getting better. And we'll start transitioning some of those guys back down with them starting next week, and trying to get their team going. And like you said, they open in 2 weeks, but expecting big things out of them. I really do think we got some good players in the 8th grade and that 9th grade, along with the 7th grade too. I think they have a chance to have a really good team, and there's some good players down there. I'm expecting, a lot of great things from them.
Right. All right, this week we got pep rally coming up on Friday.
It'll be my first one.
It'll be your first one. It will.
That's right.
Talk about, before we get off the air tonight, talk a little bit about the transition it's been for you at the new school, and just what you're feeling about the Glenwood Nation.
Well, at the end of the day, like you said a while ago, it's family. That's one thing I love about it. Everybody's got everybody's back. Everybody's as one, and it's family over there. But it's been nothing but great for me, for my family, for my daughter, for my dad, for my sister. We're all working there. It's been nothing but phenomenal. I mean, we've been welcomed with open arms. Everybody's been just great to us, and anything we've needed, that people's allowed us to go and do it and give it to us best they can. So everything's been wonderful, and I'm just so happy to be here and be home.
We're tickled to have you.
Yeah.
That we can see the excitement it has, and it's to the T.
It is. I mean, you got to be prepared, and at the end of the day, you got to have structure for these kids. They love it. They got to be disciplined, and if you don't go out there with a plan, you just go out there and this looks good today, then we ain't getting better.
Right.
So we really got to go out there and put our hands on. And I've had the luxury of being in some big time places, big time schools, and been in college, so I know what it looks like, know how you got to do it, and I'm just trying to implement that here. And it's taking time to adjust because it's new for everybody. But at the end of the day, the kids have done a wonderful job of adjusting for everything we've given them, and this time in about 3 or 4 weeks, it's just going to be so much routine. So it'll be like clockwork. Everybody understand what's going on and know what we're doing on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and game day. So it'll roll a lot easier. But again, it's been good. The kids have been good, and the kids have been phenomenal. They work hard. That's what they work their tails off, and there's no lip. There's nothing back from them, and they just accept the challenge and go do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about another sport right now. Volleyball finished second in their tournament this past weekend. Coach Strink's doing a great job. We hope to have her on here one day.
Correct.
We'll talk to her a little bit about her volleyball program.
Let me tell you something too, Dusty. I walked in their locker room last week. It is unbelievable.
Very
she
nice.
has done a great job with that locker room, and it's state of the art. She really has.
Well, I mean, when you win 2,
yeah, I know.
you get a little bit
That's
more.
right.
She's gonna win 3. We're gonna tell her what
she might get indoor.
She might get a new gym or something.
That's right.
Yeah. So congratulations. They're playing today at Macon East and at home tomorrow. So good luck to the volleyball team. Coach, I'm going to call somebody in just off the street right here real quick and talk to him. Coach Josh McConnell, if you'll step forward, please. We're going to call the old defense coordinator
Get him
in.
on up here.
Absolutely. I mean, we're going to put him on the hot
That's
seat
right.
a little
Put him
bit.
on the hot seat right
We'll
quick.
give him 2 minutes of fame right here real fast. Coming in right now is
Come on in, Coach, baby.
our defense coordinator, Josh McConnell, who was, actually, I'm going to talk about him a little bit because we're on the air. He was actually Mr. Glenwood at one time. Mr. Glenwood, went to school at Glenwood, so he knows everything about the school. Hair's a little bit more gray right now, but so is mine, so it's no big deal. Yeah. Coach McConnell, talk about the changing of coaches, how things have gone so far with Coach Nelson being on the staff, and where we're at right now.
I mean, it's all been positive. I don't have any negatives, to be honest. The kids love everything that we're doing, the tempo that we use, not just in the pace of lifting weights and the way practice is organized. It's a lot of new things. It's a lot of new things for me.
Right.
I've seen a lot because I've been through quite a few head coaches, just to be honest. But it's been very good. It's always upbeat. Energy's always good. Like I said, the biggest thing is there for the kids. That's the most important.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
What year is this of you being at Glenwood overall?
14.
14.
14.
And he went to school there too. Talk a little bit about your defense Friday night and just some of the stuff y'all can improve on that you saw right off just watching film.
I mean, anytime you go in and you play a wing tee team to open up the year, it's tough. Playing a wing tee in 2022 is really difficult because everything you see is spread and everything is designed to stop the spread.
Right.
So playing the wing team, we knew it was going to be a challenge. We knew they were good. We knew they were good up front, and we knew they had a couple good backs. I thought we got out of the gate a little slow. I wish we made it. We were ready to play, but I just don't think we attributed what we had done in practice the first drive. I think we kind of got out of our element, kind of got lost a couple times, and it hurt us. But as the game progressed, I mean, the biggest thing for me is the effort was there. I think we gave up 240 yards rushing, which is too many. We gave up 28 points, which is too many. And the big thing for me is we didn't get off the field on third down.
Right.
I think they were 4-7 on third down. But if you had to tell me coming in with a group of guys that, to be honest, I don't know a lot about,
Right.
you know what I mean? We had plenty of chances in the third and fourth quarter to quit. We had plenty of chances to make it where it was a 42-13 game, and we didn't.
Right.
They kept grinding. So anytime as you're a coach and you got guys that don't quit, you know you got winners. And you know you got something. We just got to do a better job. I have to do a better job of getting out.
Right.
For the most part, you know, I mean, we wouldn't say we played great. We didn't. We wouldn't say we played terrible. But I'll be honest, we didn't play well enough. You know what I mean? I'm kind of, we set goals every week and we didn't meet them.
Right.
And therefore we lost the game. Yeah, we're one team and all that, but in the same breath, we got to hold our end of the bargain.
Right.
And we got to hold people where we give them a chance. And I didn't think we did that. But there again, on the bright side of that is effort was there.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's something we can build off of. Because if you have people that quit, it's hard to get out of it.
Turn the page. What you see on film. Brookstone this week.
A complete turn of the page.
Now we're going to the spread?
Yeah, we're going to it. I mean, he's going to run a little spread, but I mean, it's still good, great coach.
Yeah.
Got athletes. Got to know where the blanket kid is at all times. I mean, he's a player.
Right.
And kids know that. I know that. And players make plays. But we got to try to make sure that we got to get those running backs good players. Quarterback spinning a little bit. So, I mean, it's another challenge for us. And the biggest thing for us is we have to be better than we were last week.
Right.
We're not going to win a state championship in week 2, but we've got to be better than we were in week 1.
Right.
And we know that this is a long game, it's a process, but it's our first home game, and we really need to win.
Right.
but so we're gonna give it our best chance. I can promise you that.
Coach Nelson, talk about how big of a deal it is to have a pillar from the school like him come onto your coaching staff. Because here's the thing, he was there, he's been through it. You've had many coaches you've coached with, but to have somebody like that to fall back on.
It's huge, and he'll tell you, I mean, when I first stepped on campus, me and him sit down, and I had to have him because he's been there. I've always respected him. I've been knowing him since we were young and played baseball together a long time ago, Little League and stuff like that. But I just had so much respect for him, and like you said, he's a great football coach. But not only that, he knows the ins and outs of Glenwood. He went to school there, he's coached there, he knows the people, he knows the families and things like that. But besides that, he's an excellent coach too. He does a heck of a job, for us on our football team and with our defense and things like that. And he's a great man too, a great family man.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we're glad to have you.
Yep.
Glad to call you up here at the spur of the moment.
Yeah.
Glad to have you. Glad to have you. All right, excitement this Friday night. We're going pep rally straight. Our gates open at like 6 o'clock. We kick off at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time against the Brookstone Cougars. We're excited about playing at home. I know these guys are excited about being at home. We get to play on our new field. We got our new turf, our new field. So come this Friday night. We're playing the Brookstone Cougars at Sammy Howard Field on the campus of Glenwood. This is the Glenwood Gator Review. I'm Dusty Perdue, Ryan Nelson, Josh McConnell. We'll see you next week. Until then, go Gators.
Go Gators.
Okay.